This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN to get up to a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 a month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Football season is over, but NASCAR is here. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Daytona. Sign up today for the free Daytona 500 contest to enter to win $100 in cash plus a $100 SGPN gift card. Random bonus prizes as well. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Daytona to sign up now. All right, we're back. The Genesis. Excuse me.
Whoa.
4:30. Dom, take it. Dom, take it.
Matt is on a 2-week bender, boots on the ground, trying to get his voice back. So I think you just need to get a sip of water, and we'll try it again.
Wow. That just came out of nowhere, but that's why we do this live. We're keeping that in. That is great stuff. Yeah, it is 4:30 a.m. here and 4:40 a.m. here in San Diego. We're up early doing the pod. I literally just woke up. But yeah, we're here for the Genesis Invitational from Torrey Pines, a golf course that we just saw 2 weeks ago. But there might be some changes. There might be some weather that is going to impact how this course plays. So I know we talked about Torrey in the past, but I'm excited for the Genesis this week. Dom, I know we've talked about like your love and hate with Torrey. We both like Torrey. We both think it's a good test. So I assume you're excited for this week?
Yeah, I'm excited for this week, and you get all 4 rounds at the South Course, so
yeah,
might be a little tougher. Like you said, the weather could play a factor, and I assume since we saw it last, they've let it grow out a little bit. I mean, you can kind of speak to what you saw yesterday a little bit without giving too much away, but
yeah, I mean, definitely the rough is there. It's there, and it's going to be only getting deeper as the week goes on because of the weather. We're going to get a ton of rain. I am mentally preparing for the weather today because yesterday I was freezing, and as the soft Florida man that I am, I don't do the cold. I mean, you do. You live in Michigan and you can live with it. I don't. So I am getting prepared for it. I got layers ready to go. And it sucks because I'm in San Diego. It should be nice, and I shouldn't be having to deal with wind and rain. But here we are. So I'm going to get out there today and deal with the weather. But more toward the course, it's obviously an extremely long golf course. The rough and wetness is only going to make it play longer and more difficult. So I think it's just going to emphasize what we're looking for even more. Personally, you have to check the box of being an elite driver in terms of hitting fairways and being long as well.
Right.
Even the bombers, this is not a week where if you're a bomber and you're spraying it everywhere, you're gonna fare well, because this course is so long that you're not going to be able to advance the ball all the way to the green. And the guys that are trying to advance the ball, they're going to try to leave it short because they don't want to blast it over into the rough. It's a much easier chip to be short in the fairway than long in the rough. So the guys are going to be struggling out of the rough one way or another. So if you got to be an elite total driver of the golf ball, what are you looking for in terms of course fit or player type?
Yes, same as you said, total driving. So that's one of the things I've been looking at. Total approach, I've looked at some of the long irons. Like I narrowed it down to 175 to 275. Putting on POA, and then honestly, I'm kind of looking at bogey avoidance here.
I like that.
That's a week where I mean, do you think single digits is the winner? Because I do.
Well, I heard that Vegas has the score prop as -8 or 8.5. Okay. So that's a serious test. And it's going to be a grind for 4 straight days. You're never going to be out. If you go out in 2 over, you go out in 3 over, you're not out of the tournament. So don't get upset when you're tilting that. So let's get into odds board. We'll talk about the big 2 at the top. And we'll talk about them for various reasons. So first, give me your thoughts on them. Who do you like better out of Rory or Scotty?
I think I like Rory. I think this sets up really well for him. I think this is, if it is 8 under, 9 under, assuming, Scotty played great last week, but he still missed quite a few short putts if he keeps doing that, kind of like he did early on last year. Rory, from what we saw last time with the win, this is kind of the event where he will thrive with the poor weather, the thick rough, better off the tee. I mean, you're splitting hairs when you're picking between Scotty and Rory, but yeah, I think I prefer Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, and they're both playing. I mean, there was a time last year where one of them was significantly playing better. Now they're both playing equivalent, I guess, golf, because Scotty's came back down to earth a tad, and Rory's still playing all right.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I'm with you on Rory. The next question I want to ask you with these two: are you considering betting without Scotty or Rory, like those, because those markets exist?
I looked at it. I didn't really love any of the numbers. I mean, the mid tier, if you like some of the guys in there, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world. But you really, I mean, when you're betting the without Rory and Scotty markets, you got to kind of shop around to make sure that you're getting the best number, because most books are offering it. But obviously, you can get cheated quite a bit because these books have way different algorithms to kind of spit these numbers out, and you can find a lot of value if you do shop around.
Yeah, this is, I believe, the first time I'm actually really considering it. Like, so as of Wednesday, 4:40 Pacific time, I think I'm doing that. I think I'm betting in the without Rory and Scotty market for just like the reasons that you said. Like, I came into the week loving. I thought it was a great week for Scotty. And then after Pebble, I was like, I love Rory here. Or during Pebble, when he was kind of ejecting on that Friday afternoon, I was like, all right, he's gonna bounce back and win Torrey because it's a great course for him. Then he obviously won. And as the week goes on, I love what I see from Rory McIlroy. I love the way the course is setting up for Rory McIlroy this week. And they're both my top two guys statistically, which is no shocker. So I don't want to deal with it to have them. One of them's going to be in the mix. I don't want to have to deal with it. I think I like some guys down the board. Haven't fully decided yet, but I guess we'll get it. We'll get into the odds board with the guys down there. So take this with a grain of salt. When I'm going down the odds board, I might like these guys in the without Rory and Scotty market. I might not be able to get to all these guys that we're talking about. So let's hop right into it. Obviously, like we're already hopping into it, but Rory and Scotty are in a world of their own. So Genesis Invitational odds board: Colin Morikawa, JT, Hideki. Any of those guys catch your eye, or actually do Colin or JT, because they're kind of under 20-1 everywhere. Any of those guys catch your eye?
JT actually rates out pretty well for me again. We've talked about it the last few weeks where he's been like 12-1, 14-1. He's finally pushing a little bit closer to that 20 number that we've been waiting for. Showed us quite a bit last week. I think the number's finally right, and it's weird that it's coming a week after a T6 finish. So we'll take what we can get with Justin Thomas, but I am under the impression that a win is coming sooner rather than later. His last win, I think, was the PGA Championship back in 2023, and he won that at 5 under. So not that it's an exact same setup or course or whatever the case may be, but seeing that he was able to win a single-digit event in his very last win, which was, I mean, so long ago it feels like at this time. But I think I definitely would go JT over pretty much everyone, 30-1 and to Colin.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with Colin out of these two, just in terms of the guy that I like better, only because I do trust Colin to hit more fairways, and being 30 yards back in the fairway is going to be better than 30 yards in the rough this week. Not that JT is going to hit the ball 30 yards further than Colin Morikawa, but I just trust him more to hit more fairways over 72 holes than lean into the iron play. But it's not really a strong opinion. I could definitely see and hear your JT side as well. Down the board: Ludwig, Hideki, Patrick Cantlay, Sung J M, Rasmus Højgaard. Those are the guys in the high 20s to sub 40 range. Anyone in this range that catches your eye?
Sung J did a little bit just because I'm not going to do it from an outright perspective. I would look at him in terms of like DFS or placements, but from an outright perspective, I think it's Rasmus. I mean, a couple weeks ago, we were getting numbers and discounts on Rasmus Højgaard. Now they've kind of caught on, obviously, after a great week last week. But looking into his profile, I mean, most recent win was the Irish Open. 9 under was the winning score. Not the greatest weather. Looked like it was a little bit cold at that time. And then his T2 at the DP World Tour Championship, where he lost to Rory, was on a longer course, over 7,700 yards. So obviously similar to this. And then one other metric that I did look at where Højgaard came up was he ranks first in the field in birdie or better percentage from the rough. So not that you want to live in the rough, but if you are, I mean, everyone's going to be in the rough at some point in time. So it's one thing that when I saw him at the top ranking number 1, kind of pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, and Rasmus also at that Irish Open beat Rory McIlroy down the stretch at an event that was Rory's to lose. It was in Ireland, obviously. Everyone was pulling behind Rory, and Rasmus bucked up to beat him. So that shows some real dog. I'm you know how much I love Rasmus. I posted like a 2.5 minute clip on the Højgaards the other day. Love them. I'm definitely with you there. I think in this range, I might go back to Ludwig. I didn't bet him at Torrey last time, but I know we spoke about I want him to play poorly this week. I want to get a 20 or higher and hop in at Torrey Pines because the narrative around him is that he can't do it at Torrey Pines. He gagged it. This is a golf course he's spoken so highly of. He says he loves his chances around Torrey Pines, and at the core, it makes so much sense. Be that elite driver off the tee. Give yourself fairways while being further than everyone else, and lean into the rest of your game. So I love Ludwig. He looks great out there. He looks healthy. I think he should be in for a great week. So I think I'm down for Ludwig in this range.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, especially when you look at the off the tee. We are getting a pretty good discount. So yeah, it's a good number.
All right, we have a few names inside from the 40 to 50 range over on DraftKings. So we'll go through these. Let me know if any of them catch your eye. Maybe 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever. Tony Finau, Tommy, Taylor Pendrith, Bob Mack, Jordan Spieth, Willie Z, Tom Kim, Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, Sam Burns, Jason Day. Those are the guys sub 50 right now on DK.
I honestly don't have a whole lot of interest in any of the guys in that range. Okay. I kind of skipped over that part. Are you on anyone here?
There's definitely guys I'm considering. I mean, it's hard not to like Will Zalatoris.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes so much sense. It's Will Zalatoris on a Will Zalatoris golf course. What else am I going to say? He's striping it. He's only looked better this season, but I don't think he's there yet. I think the signs are pointing towards maybe Bay Hill is a spot where I'll run him out. But keep your eye on Will Zalatoris. Obviously, no shocker that I like him here. And this is the best I felt about Tony Finau in a long time. I still think he's not serious.
Going to say Finau.
I don't think he's gonna win. I really don't think he's gonna win. Like, really don't think he's gonna win. But positionals, DFS, everything like that, I do like Tony Finau. So he's definitely gonna be on the positional card that we're gonna release later. So I'm with you there. I don't really love this range entirely either. But Tony Finau is probably the guy that I feel strong about down here. And also Bob Mack. I went to Bob Mack last week. No reason not to go back to him this week. He was so poor with the wedges, but so good everywhere else. Like, he was minting fairways, going to long irons, and the wedges in his hands. He just couldn't hit anything close. Not going to have many here, so I'm down for Bob Mack to hopefully drive it well and putt it well. Anyone 50 below these names, Victor Hovland, Thomas Dietrich, Russ Henley, Maverick McNeely, Minwoo Lee, Keegan, Wyndham. Those are 50 to 60.
I think Hovland's interesting just based off of the number. Obviously,
100%.
It's a little bit scary thinking of him chipping through in thick rough all week long, but we've talked about it every week. When you get a good number on an elite player, which I believe he still is, obviously, you kind of just take it blindly. So there's not a whole lot going for him. We've seen a little bit from him this year, but I mean, I don't know. It's just the number thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last time Hovland, think of when he mixed and when he played well. Oak Hill, Valhalla. Those are courses that are thick, rough around the green. This is the kind of around the green that you want Victor on versus like shaved, tight lies.
Yeah.
So, and he's a guy who's going to, if he's on with the ball striking, can definitely avoid that for the most part. So I'm with you there on Victor. I don't mind going back to either Minwoo or Maverick because they bring that elite driver to the table. If it's on, it's easy for it to be off. I think I feel better about Minwoo in terms of driving the ball right now. He's been hitting it better. But the putter, they're both volatile in other places too. Minwoo has been putting like shit, and Wyndham has been driving it up and down. So they're 60 to 1 for a reason. I think they're both viable long shots though, or viable mid range guys. So we'll go down to some of the long shots, some of the bigger names right now. So we got Ben On, Adam Scott, Siwoo Kim, JT Poston, Akshay Bhatia, Sahith Theegala, Sam Stevens. Those are the guys sub 80. Anyone catch your eye there?
Yeah, probably my favorite outright of the week. The only outright I actually have a T6 each way on him, but Adam Scott at 75 to 1 is actually in really good form quietly.
Yeah.
I was looking at his OWGR earlier this morning. Do you know where his last miscut was?
He's a miscut. I mean, he's a miscut machine, but no, where is it?
So I was like, oh, he hasn't missed a cut in forever. He missed a cut at the Japan Open in October with literally a field full of like all Japanese, obviously. I mean, if you scrolled through it, even if you're a casual golf fan, you probably wouldn't know anyone. So I don't know if he got paid to show up there or whatever the case may be. But if we throw out the Japan Open, he made 15 straight cuts worldwide, 4 top 5 finishes. Talked about Rasmus at the DP World Tour Championship where he lost to Rory. Scott was right behind him at T3. I think Lowry was with him as well. But looking at the birdie or better from the rough, he was also right behind Højgaard and ranking second. He's 8th around the green over the past 20 rounds. I think this is the kind of setup where you want Adam Scott, where the weather's going to get nasty. And I genuinely think he's live to win this week, especially at 75 to 1. I think you can get a 45 with the Scotty and Rory market, or without Scotty and Rory market. That might be a place to go.
That's a strong Adam Scott case, and I definitely agree with you there. And this is a place where I feel like he can be in the 5th to last group on Sunday, post a number, and win from there. I think that's his best chance to win. To not really be the 54-hole leader and hold it, just post a number and maybe not being the 5th, be around, because you're never going to be out of it at this week. So I do like what you said on Adam Scott. So let's get to some triple digits, some real long shots. Before we get there, we're going to run through a few ads. So Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for all bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having to deposit and get your card denied at the sportsbook. You can earn up to $750 a month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card, and you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. No credit checks, and it's completely free. So sign up today and the promo code SGPN to get better cashback rewards and instant tier 2 status. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet every single sport, props for every single game, and live dealer casino. MyBookie accepts customers from all over. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. That's for a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Plus a $10 casino chip. MyBookie.ag, promo code Golf SGPN. Underdog, NBA, NHL, college basketball, whatever sport you're looking for, Underdog Fantasy is here with Pick'em. So sign up with code Golf SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Golf SGPN. And finally, Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform, helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. Build your own, copy one of theirs, or have them build one for you. NFL props, college hoops, NBA, Rhythm has it all. 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Okay, 80 to 1, 100 to 1, 90 to 1. I'll rip off a few guys that are kind of catching my eye. First of all, crazy to see Corey Connors down here because he was hovering in the 40s and 30s for so long.
Yeah.
Aaron Rye, a guy that I like. Steven Yeager, a guy that I like around this place. Anyone down here from like 80 and below, just open it up.
One guy that rated out pretty well for me actually was Gary Woodland.
Yeah.
If you just ignore the Torrey Pines history, I mean, he's a way different golfer today than he was his last time out in 2023, obviously. But last week at Waste Management, he was second in total proximity, 11th in ball striking. He's
Look
had
how many
great
birdies
ball
he made,
speed
too. He made
numbers.
so many birdies last week. It just had like
I know.
too many mistakes.
Yeah.
Like that.
So, I mean, 120 to 1. Probably not, but you can get plus 130 on a top 30. I think placements are kind of the way to go with Gary Woodland. If you wanted to do the outright, I don't think it's out of this world if he got a win here. I mean, he is playing good golf, but that might be a guy where you'd want to look into the without Scotty and Rory. I wonder if you could get like a 90 or an 80 would even be viable, I feel like.
Yeah, Daniel Berger's 80 to 1 this week. I just don't see him putting back-to-back top 3 finishes up.
Yeah.
But he does make sense. His course history is also turning me off of him. So I think this number is a little bit of bait because I did like him, but I just don't see a top 5 finish. I think he could be a better top 20 play, maybe even like a plus money top 30 play if you could find it. Then down the board a ton is Nico Echeverria. He hasn't been playing great golf, but this is a guy who's proven to beat good fields on a difficult golf course like he did at the Zozo. And when he's at his best, he's a great long iron player and he's hitting fairways. So at one of the longest guys on the board, you can get some high upside. So I don't mind Nico Echeverria at 250 to 1, a guy who's proven to get in the mix, not scared to win a golf tournament. So yeah, he's probably one of my deeper long shots down here.
Yeah, that long iron range I mentioned at the top of the show, 175 to 275, Nico leads the field.
Is that true? Wow.
That I
love that.
Him and Mav are tied. So you're two of your guys.
Two of my guys. Your guy. You're the one who actually hit Mav.
Yeah, I know. But another one who shocked me with that long iron range, almost the longest number on the board, Mark Hubbard.
Really?
He is also historically a guy who hits a lot of fairways. I'd be interested to see what his top 40 number is. Hopefully, if he's near the bottom, he would at least be plus money, I would assume. I didn't look into it, but his name just popped up when I was looking at Nico there. So,
a quick inside take: Mark Hubbard did not look good out there. Like he just one of the worst I've seen actually, and it was. I'm only noting that because he actually looked that bad. So really? I'm gonna hopefully save you some money on Mark Hubbard. Hopefully I'm wrong, but Mark Hubbard didn't look great out there. All right, anyone else you want to notice? You want to run back through and give us 3 outrights, 2 positionals, and a matchup?
Yeah, last one, Seamus Power. He popped up on my model quite a bit. His historical bogey avoidance, he was actually number 1 over the past 50 rounds dating back to last year. Back-to-back top 40 finishes, hasn't really played that bad. He putts well on POA, 9th in the field since 2022, kind of looking a little deeper there. And then last week at Waste Management, he was 9th in approach and 11th around the green. 2 key metrics that I'm kind of looking at. I always like to look at the week prior to kind of see where their form is. So getting Seamus Power at 200 to 1 and plus 150 on a top 30.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Seamus Power is a great positional better. So let's start from the top. We're each going to give each other. We're each going to give 3 outrights. I will start us off. We're going to go with Bobby Mack 40 to 1 to start. I like what he's doing in terms of the off the tee stuff. I really think he can lean into the long iron play, and he's a great scrambler. This is a week where driver putter will definitely work. Any Rory McIlroy golf course is a driver putter golf course, and that's what we have here. So Bob Mack is playing well. He got into the mix late on Sunday. He knows he can win big events. So 40 to 1, a good number in my opinion in this field for a guy who is, I think he's like 15th in the OWGR. So he's a winner. Down for Bob Mack. Who's your first outright?
My first outright is going to be at 40 to 1 as well. I'm going to go Rasmus Højgaard. A lot of the DP World Tour crossover, the success that he saw last year came on. These guys play in bad weather. He's used to just about anything you throw at him. So I think 40 to 1 for Højgaard's a very good number.
Okay, I'm gonna take a stab at Minwoo Lee. Minwoo Lee 65 to 1. I was on him last week at I think around 80. So it's around the same number, and it's the guy who's been driving it really well. I just need the putter to cooperate because Minwoo is a generational putter when he's rolling. There's no reason he should be putting it this bad. We know it's going to come back and positively regress. So I am in at Minwoo on a golf course where you have to make those 6 foot par putts, and I believe Minwoo can do it. So he's my second one. Who do you got?
My second one, I'm going to take the discount on Victor Hovland at 50 to 1. Just it's another one.
Makes sense.
Just click it.
All right. And finally, I'm going to go with Stefan Jaeger, 125 to 1. A golfer who has proven that he can get in the mix here before, and he's going to give you the all or nothing strategy. He's going to absolutely send it off the tee and hope for the best. Now, it's a bit nerve wracking, but if he has a plus driving week in terms of like he's feeling it, he's going to be hitting fairways while being long, and that's a winning formula. So at 125 to 1, we're looking for a winning formula. I don't want Stefan Jaeger to go do anything but that. I want him to go all out. I don't care if he finishes dead last. If he has a great week, he's going to get in the mix. So I'm down for Stefan Jaeger, 125 to 1.
And my last one is my favorite one. I'm going to stick with Adam Scott at 75 to 1. So, like I said, I think this sets up really well for him. He's in really good form. As long as he shows up in better form than he was when he went to Japan, I think we're in good hands.
All right, my first positional is going to be a guy I mentioned before, Tony Finau, top 20 plus 115, a golf course that he's just played so well in his career. And I mean, it makes sense. Tony Finau is one of the better complete drivers of the golf ball on the earth. So it makes sense that he always plays well at Torrey Pines. I'm not going to overthink it. Tony Finau, top 20 plus 115.
Top 20 for me, I will go Shane Lowry at plus 140.
Shane. Okay.
I think I was very tempted to put him on the card again. Obviously cashed each way for me a couple weeks ago when we were both on him. I think this obviously is another place that sets up pretty well for him. My next placement, I'm going to go right back to the Seamus Power plus 150 for a top 30. I think if he can put together a decent week, he can kind of hang around to stay inside the top 30 there.
Okay. I'll skip to my matchup of the week. My matchup of the week is going to be Billy Horschel minus 110 against Christian Bezuidenhout. This is more of a Seabass fade than a Billy Horschel play. I actually bet Seabass last week at 200 to 1, and he finished top 4, was somewhat in the mix down, although some of the guys pulled away, meaning Thomas Dietrich. But he scrambled his ass off. I think he made one bogey all week, and it wasn't like a generational ball striking performance. It was simply just elite scrambling and just bogey avoidance. That's not good. That's going to come back down to hurt him this week. He's going to be scrambling. He's going to be missing fairways. He's going to be missing greens. He's not going to be able to scramble like he did last week. I think he's in for a rough week around Torrey Pines, much bigger golf course. So I am going to fade Seabass with Billy Horschel minus 110.
I do not have a matchup this week.
Okay, well you gave two placements, so we're good.
Yeah.
So we're good. Well, that is Torrey Pines. That is the Genesis Invitational. Quick 30 minutes going through our bets. Dom, thank you for joining me. Best of luck this week. You know where to find us, and we'll be back next week with the DFS and the betting show for what is it? Mexico. I think it's Mexico week next week. So we're back to we're getting close to the Florida swing. I can finally go home and be warm. So I'll catch you guys next week. Dom, thanks again.
Yeah, we'll see you.